We're in Azua, Dominican Republic. Before the launch in 2002 of the National Time-Bound Programme, supported by the ILO's International Programme on the Elimination of Child Labour, for 4 months of the year, school attendance would drop by 50% as children went to work in the fields. Azua produces some 2/3 of the country's tomatoes. With 75% of the population living in poverty, the province is a top priority for national social policy.
Action by the public authorities and the social partners, including a commitment to fairer prices and to remove child labour from the supply chain, were anchored in an agreement between enterprises in the sector and the Campesinos organisation. To make sure that children are at school and not at work, in addition to public school provision, a network was established of after-school kids clubs known as the Salas de Tarea. More than 1,400 children attend the Salas, which are managed under local community governance.
Right from the inception of the ILO, trade unions have been at the forefront of the struggle against child labour. This is very explicit in the ILO mandate. Social dialogue and collective bargaining are the most effective means to achieve the elimination of child labour in a sustainable manner, because they ensure universal application of workers' rights and negotiated socio-economic policies that tackle the root causes of the problem.
We are constantly building our collaboration with the Workers and Employers Bureaus of the ILO to make sure that we are reaching out to employers' organizations and trade unions, and also receiving the priorities, the needs as identified by employers, organizations, and trade unions from the field. So our collaborations are very valuable in our fight against child labor. On the trade union side, we're very excited about a new partnership that is working between IPAC, ACTRAV, and the Turin Center, along with national trade union centers in various countries around the world. A key aspect of this is training focal points to work in trade unions, to be well informed, to be trained, to be educated, to become really motivated and advocates for the elimination of child labor in their countries. A key part of this strategy are workshops that we're organizing. A very recent one was held in Central America, in the Dominican Republic, for Central American and Caribbean trade unions. We've also done one in the Turin Center in Italy for countries in Africa and Asia, and also for Latin American trade unionists in the state of Bahia in Brazil. So we are really building this network of trade union focal points. They are following up by developing their own national action plans that reflect the realities in their own countries, that reflect the priorities and needs of the trade unions there in the fight against child labor.
This workshop in Santo Domingo is organized in the context of the cooperation that we have established between IPEC and ACTRAV, and we are going to continue to train national trade union focal points on child labor in the other parts of the world.
Elimination of child labour is central to the Decent Work agenda. IPEC's work, while concentrating on the Child Labour Conventions, builds on the mutual interdependence of fundamental principles and rights at work. The rights to organise and bargain collectively, and the rights to work free from discrimination, forced labour and child labour. Social dialogue lies at the heart of the struggle against child labour. It's founded on the representative mandate of governments, employers and workers' organisations. At the national level, the social partners engage in tripartite social dialogue to establish and oversee effective public policies for the elimination of child labour. And at the enterprise and workplace level, the role of employers and workers' organisations is indispensable. Strengthening their presence is a key tool to ensure that children are where they should be, in school.
It's really very important to show the work on the ground that trade unions and employers' organizations are doing. As you will see, we've had the spokesperson for the workers group of the ILO recently visit some of our child labor projects on the ground, see what's happening in a country different from his own, but to also participate in the training for the trade unionists, to be a very valuable resource person and to engage with trade unions from other parts of the world. This is an extremely valuable exercise for IPEC, and we feel for the trade unions as well.
Mr. N.M. Adyantaya, ILO Governing Body Workers Group spokesperson in the IPEC Steering Committee, and Simon Stain, head of IPEC Operations, visited the Salas in Azua in March.
You have frankly expressed your views how to make this particular noble project a success, how to eliminate child labor from the world of work and make decent work a reality.
And in a spirit of South-South solidarity, the children learnt the two phrases in Hindi, "Down with child labour" and "Long live education."
1, 2, 3, trabajo infantil.